video 07, and today we're going to be squaring and aligning on lines. Let's start with today's lesson objectives. Today we're going to learn how to get your robot to square up or straighten out when it comes to a line. We're going to learn how squaring, also known as aligning on a line, can help the robot navigate in your map for FLL or WRO or any other competitions. And you can also learn how to improve initial code for aligning by repeating a technique. And finally, practice creating a useful my block. So let's review. Motor movements. So move steering lets you control both motors at the same time. So for move steering, it can be B and C, which controls both motors. And what if you want to move or stop one motor at a time? Use the large motor block. So as you see here, we have the large motor block, and it only has one port, which is B. And that means it controls only one motor. And right here, it is making the motor move for one rotation at 50 speed. And we have the large motor block for on mode at 50 speed right here. And we have the motor for off mode. And why align on a line? That kind of rhymes, but aligning on a line helps the robot navigate. So robots get angled as they travel further or turn. The air accumulates over time. So what this means is that when your robot is going straight forward, or when you program it to go straight forward, it will also have some little movements that will throw it off track and gradually turn and turn and turn, which is not good. And aligning on a line can straighten out a robot. So we have these two black lines right here, and aligning can tell a robot where it is and when it has to travel. So your robot must deliver an object only inside a small end area right here. And the distance between start and end is 8 feet. And do you think your robot can travel 8 feet and continue to be straight? Well, this can be a challenge, but aligning using these black lines right here will help you. So let's say your robot goes forward and you align right here. And then you go forward even more and align right here. And this is just basic checkpoints, which makes your robot very straight. So if there are 3 easy steps to align, challenge, make the robot straighten out, align/square up. So step 1 is start both motors, so move them forward, and then stop one motor when the sensor on the corresponding side sees the line. So this motor or this sensor is stopped because it sees the black line, and then this sensor and this motor will continue to drive forward. So stop moving the second motor right here when the sensor on that sees the line, and then move that motor forward so it aligns on the line. So here's what align should look like, and you can find this on the ev3lessons.com website, and I believe it's a video. So here's some notes about the solution. So what's going to happen is that the robot's going to go forward. This sensor is going to see the black line first, and then this sensor and motor is going to follow while this motor is stopped. So our solution uses 2 color sensors right here connected in ports 1 and 4. And the solution assumes that the color sensor on port 1 is next to the wheel on motor port B, and color sensor on port 4 is next to the wheel on motor port C. And you should adjust the ports as needed, and your color sensors should not be placed right next to each other, and as you see here, they're spaced apart, which is what you want for competitions. And here's the program for the basic solution of moving into a line. So we use parallel beams, and we have made a video on that, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already, so you can understand this concept. So we use a parallel beam here so that we can do 2 simultaneous actions, which is port B moving on forever until it senses the black line, and then it cuts the motor, and the same thing for port C with the motor C and port 4 right here. So step 1 goal is to create a simple way to square on the line. Now 1, you'll need 2 color sensors. You'll need to square on the black line because this is for the black line. You can change these 2 blocks to do it for other colors, or you can do reflected and intensity light mode. And this program uses the color sensor in colors mode, and you can change that if you want. And your robot design will make a difference whether you have your color sensors in the rear or front of your robot and how far apart the sensors are. The further apart, the better, but you don't want them too far apart. And you should adjust the ports as needed. And for example, this assumes that a color sensor on port 1 is next to the wheel on motor port B. So as you see here, we have 1, 4B and 4C. And while the rollout will be on the black line, this will not create a perfect alignment, and for a simple fix, you might have to go more into detail with reflected light intensity. So note, synchronization and parallel beams, and when you have 2 or more beams, you do not know when each beam will finish. And if you want it to move after the line finishes, you might try to add a move block at the end of one of the beams. And note, this will not work because Ev3 code will play your move block without waiting for the other beam to finish, which is not good. But the solution is you need to synchronize your beams, and to learn more about that, you watch my other video on synchronization. And the problem of synchronization can also be solved by making a MyBlock out of the line code, and we have experimented with MyBlocks before, so watch those videos too. So improving a line code, so you can always improve your solution that we just presented based off your situation. And what you notice is that the robot isn't quite straight aligned at the end of it, and both color sensors are on the line, but the robot stops at an angle. So tips for success is you will get better results if you do. Color sensors are about 4 millimeters, 12 millimeters from the ground, and if you don't come at the line at steep angles, and if you keep your color sensors spread apart. So it's been Builder Bro 07. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps me out a lot. And we're trying to get to 150 subscribers by the end of the summer. So that's a goal to look forward for. And hope you have a great rest of your day. And build on, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye, and peace out.